Well, it looks like all streams are a go. So I'm gonna get myself a coffee. Get a half and half cream in there. Already added my Splenda to it. What should I talk about tonight on my show? Wish I had a topic. Wish I had a guest. Alright, hey! Oh, you guys are already on. I didn't realize we were on already, but that's cool. I'll bring you guys with me. Let's go get this show on the road tonight. This is episode 43 of Espresso Shots Live. I hope you enjoyed the first 42 episodes. This one will surely not disappoint you, as always. Let's do her. Oh yeah, and I've added in a selfie stick to my repertoire tonight. I'm not really familiar with how to use it, but it's there it is. There's my selfie stick right there. A little bit, it's a little bit dark, but here I am. So let's get an intro going, and looks like all of my audio and stuff is working tonight, which is always a good thing. I got my cup of 49th Parallel coffee, and we have an exciting segment tonight called. Well, I'm not going to tell you what it's called yet. We're going to get to it. And I have a few exciting things on the agenda. So, hope everybody's out there tonight watching. Bob, Fred, Jess, Billy, Tony, Allison, all those people. Okay, let's do this thing. I always do that.
You're listening to Espresso Shots Live. Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for your digital caffeine.
It's a little too on the nose if you ask me. I mean,
no, it's going to be fine, and you look fabulous.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, and action!
And welcome to another exciting episode of Espresso Shots Live, brought to you by the Cottage Coffee House and Jake by the Lake, your friendly neighborhood Life's Good store, located in downtown Westport on the soon-to-be redone Bedford Street. So hey, what's going on tonight, folks? As I've mentioned, I got my cup of Joe tonight. 49th Parallel. I'm going to start off with that. But then we're going to replace tonight's segment. If you followed along over the weeks, you know that we always do What's in Your Cup Tonight. Well, we are replacing What's in Your Cup Tonight. Special edition, a last minute special edition. We are doing a new segment. And the segment is going to be called, and I even have a guest for the segment, so it's going to be pretty fun stuff. So we're replacing this. Let's see here. We're replacing this segment tonight, and we're putting in where are ya? Here you are. Doesn't want to behave tonight. You're invited. Something to whine about. So tonight, my guest and myself are going to talk about something to whine about. But before we do that, so the premise tonight is, if you've got something to whine about tonight, I want to hear you whine about it. And every time I whine about something, or my guest whines about something, we're going to make a whining sound, like a wah, 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 like a typical whining sound. Because sometimes people just want to whine. But before we get to all the whininess, I want to start off on a positive note, and I think I know I had everybody super excited about Yuri Poole coming on tonight. About 2 hours ago, Yuri contacted me, and something has come up, a bit of a family emergency, so he had to cancel tonight, and we are rescheduling Yuri until next Wednesday, which is fine. It gives me a bit more chance to work on that episode. You don't want to miss it, because Yuri is a really interesting guy, and he's got a full studio in his home. And he's promised me that he's going to get down to the piano and play a few of Paul McCartney songs for us as well. So it will be a great episode. Not that this won't be a great episode. It will be a great episode. But let's go see if we can find Happy McSunny and see what she is up to tonight. Where are you, Happy? I know you're here somewhere. Oh, she's hiding. She's hiding on me. Where is she? Oh, there she is.
Good Wednesday evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Happy McSunny, and I'm reporting to you live from Westport and the Rideau Lakes area. The next 5 days are going to be sun, 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 and sun, and it's going to be mid to high 20s. It's going to be fantastic. So a little bit less humidity. That'll make us all a little bit happier. And as the sun works along, we're seeing some things that the sun does, and it's helping these little apples grow. So maybe in the fall we'll make some crabapple jelly or something like that. If you're looking for some other fun things to do this week, go to Pinecone and check out The Chair by Tamara Carlson. It's absolutely beautiful, and you're going to see Happy McSunny put a bid out on that, for sure. Back to you in the studio, John.
Thank you very much, Happy McSunny. And good news, folks, you can now follow Happy McSunny on Instagram. Just go click on Sunny, Happy Mick, MCSUNNY, Sunny, and follow her on Instagram. She already has 2 followers, so she's trucking right along there. So if you haven't followed her yet, which you wouldn't be because she's only been on Instagram for about half an hour, get on there and give her a follow right now. So let's go grab my guest to see what Jessica is up to tonight. See if I have a better chance of grabbing Jess than I had grabbing Happy McSunny. Aha! I can see Jessica. How are you, Jess? Well, you definitely got to do that. She's worth following. You noticed that, eh?
Choice selection.
Yeah. So Cynthia's having a bit of issues with the audio, but I think you're back on now. So yes,
I'm still there.
You are still there. I can see you. Cynthia's just said she couldn't hear you. So
Oh well, then she heard me talking about Happy McSunny.
So my guest was canceled tonight, so I got stuck with you, Jess.
Well, you know, I would normally be offended, but I love you. You know, we have a good camaraderie. So I'm not last, but I'm not first. It's fine.
Well, you're always in my heart, Jess, and I appreciate you coming on tonight. Short notice. I know you're at home with Ruby, and it's always tough, but I can hear Ruby in the background, so it fits perfectly into this segment.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, she's anxious to have a glass of wine with me.
Okay, so I'm going to go get my glass of wine. I have a glass of red. I'm just going to go grab it. You can get yourself all geared up there, and I'm going to be right back. All right, I have to go get some volume. Okay. I'm doing this backwards. So I've got myself a bottle of red. Right there. Cellar of the Devil. I thought this would be perfect.
It's quite appropriate. Was it made for you?
So not only am I having espresso tonight, we're having a glass of red wine. There we go. So now I got.
Cheers.
This is a show here. You got wine and coffee. What a great segment.
It's 2 of the 4 major food groups.
Okay, Jess. Are you still with me?
I am.
All right. I'm gonna put you into
I'm
this screen right here with me. There you go. And you
you
notice
go.
I put the
And you notice I put the parental
guidance under you.
guidance under you.
Oh, you don't notice that.
Well, you don't
Can't-
notice that. You can't.
Where
No,
are
but it's
we
probably
Where
appropriate.
are we here?
There we go. Here we go.
There
All
we
right.
go. Here we go. All right.
Your volume twice. Have your volume twice, so I don't know if you have your
Oh, much better.
on and that.
All right. Cynthia was just telling me I have two.
We gotta turn this guy up. I may not have a lot of content tonight, but I have a lot of things going on here, man. I got like coffee, wine, got my phone going. It's like it's almost too complicated for me, Jess.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I know. Okay, so what do you got? What are you drinking? Tell me.
I am having a lovely glass of Sicilian wine. It's one that I have found. It's called Il Paso Verde, and it's a Nero d'Avola grape varietal. You can find it at our Westport LCBO. I am a little reluctant to tell people that because now they're going to buy it and I won't be able to buy it. But it's a moderately priced wine, which I think is very easy drinking. And it's really my go-to these days. It's not too heavy, not too sweet. It says it pairs well with pizza, which, in Westport, it is our, I think it's our food.
That's a COVID-19 staple there, pizza. Actually, that's what we had tonight. We had Steve's Pizza.
I had wine for dinner.
Nice.
No, I didn't.
So you said
This is
moderately
my first
priced.
glass.
Sorry, but you said moderately priced. So how much is a bottle of that vino?
It's $5,000.
Perfect.
No, it's $13.95. $13.95.
Right under that $15 mark.
It's yeah. So I mean, it's not a cheap and cheerful, but it is lovely, and you could serve it to guests certainly, or you could enjoy it on a, Wednesday night when you're, talking to your favorite man.
All right, so mine came in at $16, so I'm $1 over the $15 mark. I splurged tonight. I spent that extra $1 on Cellar of the Devil, Chilean wine. I've only had a sip of it. It's got a beautiful bouquet, though, and it's described as a ruby color. So I thought that was kind of fitting, ruby color. Your daughter's name is Ruby.
Very fitting.
So I don't know if I can cheers to you and Ruby, but cheers, guys.
Kampai.
That extra $1 is definitely worth it right there. So here's the deal, Jess. Tonight we're going to whine about stuff. So anything that anybody wants to whine about tonight, anybody that's watching tonight, this is the time to whine. So this is something to whine about. So you can have a sip of wine, and then you have to whine about something. But when you whine about something, you have to do like a wah, wah, like a whine, okay? You want to start?
I got it. Sure. There's so much to whine about these days, but you try and stay positive. What could I whine? I'm going to whine that the nights are getting cooler, which to me, one, you could be like, oh, that's lovely for sleeping, but to me, it signifies that fall is coming, and I am certainly not ready for summer to be over. So I'm going to whine about that.
Nice. I am going to whine about. I'm going to whine what other people are whining about. I hate wearing these face masks. I can't breathe. It's really hard for me to breathe. I can't breathe. Wah! Wah!
You know what? I'm glad you went there, John. It's certainly where my mind was going. If people in the area know me, they know that I have a very special daughter named Ruby, who has great developmental challenges, and she certainly is exempt from wearing a mask in places where like hospitals and stuff. She puts one on, and she does not whine, and she has everything to whine about, and so if she can do it, and then really most anybody can. So thank you for that.
And it doesn't mean wearing it like this or on your head. It's got to cover
Yeah.
your nose and your mouth
Yeah.
for sure.
I will whine. I will go with you. Is that they aren't comfortable? I'll give you that. I don't think anybody's going to say it's lovely, especially if you sneeze or you have not brushed your teeth. Quite
Yes.
unpleasant.
Good point. Make sure you
but,
brush your teeth very, very well.
You're hiding it from everybody else, but you really know when you have bad breath when.
Okay, it's your turn to whine. What do you want to whine about?
Ooh. I should have been more prepared. This is unlikely to not have stuff to whine about. I'm going to whine that the LCBO in Westport is not open on Mondays. I don't have enough brain capacity these days to remember what days it's open and when it's not. So that's my big whine moment, that it's not open on Mondays.
Good one. Good one. Well, I'm going to whine about the weather. I haven't been able to go swimming in the last 3 days because it hasn't been warm enough to go swimming. But it's supposed to warm up according to Happy McSunny, so I'm going to whine about the weather tonight. I don't know what the weather is like where you folks are watching tonight, but the weather sucks.
Well, if Canadians aren't saying sorry, they're talking about the weather, so I think that's very valid. I, as a parent of somebody going into SK, so senior kindergarten, I'm going to whine that, they haven't reduced class sizes in elementary schools. I think that really is a deciding factor for a lot of families these days. And, I've got a daughter with special needs, and that's immunocompromised. So that, obviously always factors into my decisions. But even parents that have healthy families, that's a really big killjoy for them. So I'm going to whine about the government not reducing class sizes for elementary school students.
Good one. Very good one. Okay, so I'm going to slide out and do my quick dark roast segment, and we're going to come back and do a bit more whining. So get yourself something else to whine about. And if you folks are watching tonight, Cynthia is following a couple of the pages, so she can kind of respond. I can't follow pages. It's too much going on for me. But if you got something to whine about, I want to hear it in the show, and we'll definitely cover it in one of the episodes. So we're going to slide on over to our dark roast segment. In case this wasn't whiny enough for you tonight, we're going to do some more whining on dark roast. Wah, wah, wah.
Mister scratching my head over Bedford Street.
There you have my dark roast tonight. I really didn't have too much to complain about this week, so I figured we would do it all in a wine section. So, Jessica, did you come up with anything else to whine about?
Yeah, I'm going to whine that Cottage Coffee is not open on Sundays for when I need one of those delicious tea biscuits. How dare you take family time in a rest period?
Well, good news, Jess. We will be open in the fall on Sundays, so there's a bit of relief for you. So yeah, you won't have to whine about that. So that's kind of new, exciting, right?
It is exciting. I can get not that I, as a chef, I can't make delicious tea biscuits, but those are good. that recipe that Cynthia has is phenomenal, and I could eat far too many of those.
So listen, Jess, I also wanted to talk tonight a bit about all the different businesses that have come and gone in the village of Westport. And you see some new businesses coming online right now, and it's not a very easy time for any businesses to come online. And it's always nice when new conceptual business come to Westport, things that are new and fresh, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to go back 16 years, way back 16 years. And when Life is Good first opened up, I'll play you. Well, we did the McCartney years, Yuri that was supposed to be on. The first year that we opened, we did a concert in the village of Westwood, and we promoted it. And I have that clip here I'm going to play. Then I want to talk about some of the businesses that are around now and some that were around then.
Jake by the Lake, your genuine neighborhood Life is Good shop in Westport, presents the McCartney years. Spread some good vibes beginning at noon. Come out and be a guitar hero, or just be a hero and support the Children's Wish Foundation. Come together and catch the band on the run in Westport at the Community Center.
Spreading good vibes!
Concert starts at 7. Tickets at Jake by the Lake in Westport.
So going back to that time slot, again, that's quite a while back. And when I think about the businesses that were around, and anybody that's watching tonight could probably remind me of a few, but as I walk around mentally in the village, I always walk around mentally in the village. It's what I'm good at. But I can name so many that have come. I think about where across from Neil Kadrinko's, there was a plaza there, and in that plaza there was the Salmon House was there at one time. There was Latimer Soaps that was there at one time. There was Stella's Pantry that was there at one time when we first opened up, and a few other ones. I think some other businesses that had been in that plaza as well. Going over to where Tanya Lemke currently is in the building near the Remax building, there was a bunch of businesses in there. One was a pillow and a sheet store, which didn't last very long. They sold pillows and sheets. And before that, there was a manufacturer. I think his name was Rob, and he was making things for sale. And I actually still have one of his weather mains in the backyard that I bought from him. So there was all kinds of businesses there. Where the new real estate office is on Spring Street, that was a shop at one time that was called I forget what it was, but they sold kind of clothing. And in the same year, there was Kaiser's Cachet, which is where Spring Children was, and the building had just sold. And I remember Ginny that worked there, Rob's mom, and she told me to call her Gin and Tonic. God rest her soul, she's not with us now, but I remember Kaiser's Cash, where Jake by the Lake currently is, was a night store. Beside us was a bead store called Whispers. And so many things have changed over the years. Cottage Coffee has been around 16 years in Westport, Jess. And when I think what is around still that was here when we first opened up, we have the Village Green, the Cove, Kadrinko's, the pharmacy, although it's changed hands a few times, the bank, and those kind of things. And I think the Vanilla Bean was here as well under a White Mountain umbrella. So it's amazing that all the things change. So you must have seen some changes too in the village of Westport over the years, Jess, with what's here and what's not.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. There's so many amazing businesses in Westport currently. I think, for the size of our village, we have quite a great selection of places to shop and to really keep things local. If you need a gift for anybody, I can't say that you couldn't find something for somebody in one of our shops. Some of my, having grown up here and then moved away, and my family has lived in this area for decades. And, one of my childhood favorites was always the Brown Bear, which is where the pharmacy is now. And I just remember Bennett's. That sort of, one of my strong memories, which is where the Vanilla Bean is now. And it was, a deep green color and you weren't allowed to go in and look at the magazines without, buying. And as a kid, you sort of felt a little bit anxious maybe going in under the watchful eye of Mr. Bennett. And, one of the other ones that I remember is Dell's, which is where the Tangled Garden is. And so it was a diner, and going there as a kid. And I actually, I'm sure quite illegal, but, wouldn't not in a bad way. But when I was 12, I actually worked for the Westport Mirror, and every Wednesday morning, very, very early, I would go in and I'd actually assemble the segments of the newspaper, probably only 2 segments. It's not a big paper, and address them for, Westport, Canada, international addresses. And always there would be a time when all the people I worked with who were significantly older than me at the time, we'd like have a break and we'd go for toast and coffee at Dell's. And, so that's definitely a big memory for me. And, even, so many I could mention, even from when I was, here, when my grandparents lived here, when I was, a baby, when I was a toddler, when I was 5, like the ice cream shop. That was where, beside the bank, it was like it was actually an open up garage. They just opened up the ice cream shop, and the McEwens owned it. And, so things have really, really changed over the last 42 years that I've been in and around the Westport area.
Yeah. So you're 42. I thought you were like 32.
Well, thank you. That's the wine talking.
Must be. But yeah, you're right. So many things have changed. Like I said, we've only been around for 16 years, which is a pretty long time to be in business itself. But Westport has been around a lot longer than we have. And I often wonder, what will my legacy be, or what will our legacy be when people think about, as we age and get older, what people will think about the area. It's like, oh, I remember this about that. And one thing I think definitely sticks in people's minds has to be the things like the McCartney years that we did, and the pumpkin festivals that Life is Good did. From the very beginning, every fall, we kind of busted our humps to make sure we decorated the village and tried really hard to make it a fun event. And I'm already thinking pumpkins, although I don't think we'll be doing any big pumpkin event this year, but I'm already thinking about pumpkin lattes and things like that as weather starts to cool down a bit.
Well, I actually was thinking along while I was, for those that don't know, I know John because I work for Cynthia at Jake by the Lake, and I was in the store doing the windows today, and it got me thinking about, I don't know why it popped in my head, but, the Santa Claus parade, which has been going on for years. And, obviously that's probably going to look differently this year. And that, I think as a, oh, sorry, that's my daughter having her wine moment in the background. I think it's important to keep up those traditions. Maybe this year they're going to look quite different. But I think it's time to get creative and for the village to come together like it's always come together, for anything. And just bring that creativity that so many of our residents have, and, celebrate Halloween in an interesting way, celebrate, that Santa Claus parade in an interesting way. And, and as much as I don't want to think about, the end of October or December for that matter, getting, our creative juices flowing and coming up with, a new tradition for at least this year, could be a couple of years, but, let's keep true to Westport and really bring that spirit.
Yeah, and it would be great to hear some ideas here as well, if people have some ideas as to what they think should happen. And I'm going to throw this out to the Westport Arts Council. There will be no music festival this year, but next year, if there is a music festival, make sure you tune in next week and listen to Yuri. If you're a Beatles fan or a McCartney Years fan, it's a band. He puts his heart and soul into it, and it definitely would be worth bringing a talent like that to the village. And I'd be happy to get behind that and help out looking ahead a year. But yeah, Halloween. What's Halloween going to look like, right? Is everybody going to walk around with face masks on, or?
Well, here's my back to the wine moment. I posted on my personal Twitter that and I can't take this idea for myself, but all those people complaining about wearing a mask, I hope you don't consider a mask as part of your Halloween costume, because that's pretty hypocritical.
Yeah, well, or maybe no mask is a Halloween costume. That'd be scary, right?
Yeah. But we're gonna have to figure out some way to get the Pringle Halloween vibe, still present. I'm looking forward to my adult vibe hot chocolate. I'll keep 6 feet apart from anybody else and get in line. I'll wear my mask for that.
Okay, so I'm going to whine about one more thing, and then you're going to whine about something. This is going to be like a positive, negative whine. So the Art on the Streets, we're into, I think, chair 4, which is Tamara Carlson's chair, which is beautiful. It's a dark royal blue. I don't know what that art is called, but it's called something. It's really nice. My wine
Mandala.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you. My wine is that I'd like to see the numbers get a little bit higher for those bids and those chairs. They're a little bit on the soft side, so if you haven't bid on anything, put a bid on their bid on that chair. It starts on Friday morning at 10 o'clock, and I know that Cynthia, Happy McSunny is going to place the first bid. So I think she's going to set the bar high. So I challenge everybody to kind of step up, and that Arts Council needs the funding, and those ladies and gentlemen on that council have done a really good job trying to promote that event, and it's really hard to kind of do anything right now. So get behind that project, bid on that, or I'm going to come out here and whine more. Back to you, Jess.
Is it possible for you to whine more, John?
It is. It's only a half-an-hour show, though.
Oh, yeah. That's the after dark version.
It is.
Yeah. All right. I need a good wine moment. I feel like on your note of positivity, you know what? I don't know if I could end this on a big wine note. I haven't had my time with you lately, and I just really want to here's my positive wine moment. One, I really want to give a massive shout out to all of the Westport businesses that are, staying alive, being creative with, their business model, and putting up with people's comments about, mask wearing, hand sanitizing, distancing, whatever it may be, all the things that they're actually just mandated to do. They didn't make the rules, and yet they're getting the brunt of the comments. And so one big shout out to all the people having to put up with that nonsense. And here's my wine moment. To those people giving a hard time to our local businesses that are just trying to stay alive and be that amazing community that Westport is and the reason you want to visit, stop your nonsense, because we're all here for you. We want you to visit, but we're doing our best. And, Westport is amazing. And you come here for a reason and just enjoy it.
Right on,
Wine.
Jess. I'm going to give this wine, I don't know if you can rate wines out of 10. I'm going to give this probably an 8 out of 10. I think it would definitely be better paired with something. I'm just drinking it with nothing, but that's okay too. But it's be great with a steak. Actually, it's got a raspberry kind of black currant kind of taste to it. So I'm giving mine an 8. I'm giving mine an 8.
I think I would give mine a 7.5. I think it is an exceptional wine. It is extremely easy drinking, maybe a little too easy. But have I tasted better in my life? Absolutely. I'm a chef. I've been to good places, but I think this is. Oh, Ruby is not agreeing with my feedback. She said better wine.
Hold on. I got one more wine, Jess. That's when you're standing in line at the LCBO. A line is typically straight. It's not like a protest where you're all over the parking lot. That's not a line. That's a protest or a crowd. Get in line for your wine. Get in line for your wine. Let's leave it there, Jess. Thanks again for joining me tonight. Always a pleasure, my dear. And be safe on that side of town.
Yes, you too. All right, baby girl. It's all bye-byes.
Well, there you have it, folks. Like I said, there's always something to whine about. Try to find the positive in things. I went between 5 to 6 different guests today, trying to get somebody lined up for today, and everything kind of fell through, which is fine. I wanted to make sure that I was still here for you. In a couple weeks, I'm hoping to have Trevor from What's on Westport join us. And I did want to give a shout out to Tamara Carlson as well. I know that the What's for Supper Tonight Westport has come to an end, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed that over the past little while, and we did as well in the wintertime. It's harder for us now that we're busy with the cafe and the restaurant. We don't really feel like coming home and cooking and showing off what we're cooking because sometimes it's not that great. But anyway, shout out to Tamara. Great job with the chair. Peace, love, and coffee, everyone. Tune in next week for sure, and I know you're going to enjoy it. So take care, and we'll finish with actually a shot of coffee.